Hello, David Zritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. All right, I am back in France, specifically the Villefranche. Yes, the Côte d'Azur, where Never Say Never Again was filmed and so much Bond action happens. But let's talk about Bond action because I am here amongst quite a few boats. And we're here to talk about James Bond and boating, and why not? I mean, the reality is, and did you know this, that every James Bond film has a boat in it, whether Bond's in it, around it, exploding in it. It happens. Think of From Russia with Love or Quantum of Solace. Yes, I had a dress theme for the moment. But the reality is that we have a special event and experience brought to you by Coastal Classics. Yeah, they're the group that actually drove us to Gatherall in Europe in fine form. And I've got some good friends who are going with me. Behind me, Martine Mold and my lovely wife Danielle. They're going to help experience this, and we're going to talk about James Bond and boating and why is it so special? Why is it so mysterious? Think about what Ian Fleming wrote about in his books about trains and different vehicles and ways to get around. Why is it that boating is this dark, foreboding mystery and yet so exhilarating at the same time? If only we had a boat. Oh, hello.
I wanted to ask you a question, David. And
Sure.
I know it's just after 6:30 in the morning, but is it too early for us to have a drink?
It's never too early for a drink,
Okay, well,
especially with this sunrise. Look at that. Talk about timing. He says drink, and the sun pops over the mountain.
it's the sunset.
We'll do that. That's right.
This is my somewhat makeshift bar, a little bit Bond inspired. This is probably not what we're looking for.
That's crazy.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh.
And a few little things to make
Oh my gosh.
what we need for the morning.
Oh, you're talking the strong stuff. We're doomed.
Probably not what you get in the US.
Wow.
Three measures of Gordon's, one of vodka, half a measure of quinoa lillet, shake it on ice and stir with a large thin slice of lemon. So,
And of course, perfect Bond music going in the background.
exactly. So 3 measures. Let's do some healthy measures.
Pressure's on, Cameron.
Oh, here we go.
This could be the first James Bond breakfast martini ever. You know, as I'm saying it, there's no way that's the first one.
It cannot be the last one.
Maybe the first one today. Breakfast martini.
3 measures.
He's already shaved the wonderful lemons. Where are those lemons from?
This is from Menton in France, so just down the coast from here.
Menton, wow. Lemon capital of the world?
Almost Italy.
It is indeed. One of vodka.
Now, this is not typical for James Bond. We're talking about James Bond and boating today.
Yes.
And Cameron and Felix are good enough to usher us in on an experience. This is not typical for James Bond to have a martini while he's on a boat driving. So Felix is our designated driver today. So it's important for anybody watching this, he is not drinking and driving.
Absolutely not, never.
Yeah. So great commitment.
We need to twist this, don't we?
Okay, trying the official Coastal Classic James Bond Martini. We'll get a better name than that. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's smooth.
Smooth?
That is very smooth. A little too smooth. We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit and head out into the water, and I'm gonna desperately try not to spill this amazing martini. Oh, lovely.
That's the one you're working with.
Yeah, we do a lot of transfers for them.
Sweetie. Having fun?
I can't say no to this. Alright. We might as well, right? That's what we're here for. I mean, with the music and the company.
I know. Fresh air.
Fresh air.
You can't get drunk with fresh air like this. All right, so we're appropriately shaken, maybe not so stirred. We've had an amazing ride. You saw some of this. We had Cameron here shaking up some cocktails, so we're well imbibed. You didn't partake, maybe a little taste here and there.
Little taste.
Little taste. But Cameron, thank you so much for today.
It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely amazing. So here's what we want to do. we want to pick apart a little bit of the story, because I opened this up by saying that this is about James Bond and boating, and we've got to start with you because you've got a passion of boating. Does James Bond have anything to do with that?
With boating, I mean, it's got quite a big history with it, really, doesn't he? It goes all the way back to, well, whenever he was on Sunseekers to begin with, on those Superhawks. And I mean, you see many chases, boat chases throughout the series.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the things I've talked about is, and not a lot of people know this, but every James Bond film has a boat in it.
It does.
Whether it has Bond or not. Yeah, Dr. No, all the way through to even the latest one with No Time to Die. Unfortunately, Felix meets his end on a boat. So whether it's a positive moment or a negative moment, boats have a play. But we've taken this ride and talked to us because I want to find out how many people engage with you and your company because of James Bond.
Yeah, well, I'll just touch on that. Our captain today is called Felix, so hopefully our ending isn't similar.
Oh my gosh, that's right. He's doing well, folks. Don't get nervous.
But yeah, I mean, the boat that we're on today is obviously called Spectre. The sort of, you'll see, as you see in the video, the line is kind of relevant as that. But whenever our company has talked about it, it's do you guys want to go on a James Bond style transfer? And we didn't actually come up with that. It's something that we obviously love, but yeah, it's often talked about. I mean, along the coast, you've got many hotspots from the films, and it's kind of almost hard to avoid.
I agree, and you know, it's interesting. I mean, we did not know you were going to bring out this now patent pending case filled with libations, but to me, boating and the Bond fan, or someone that wants to live the Bond lifestyle, is all about the experience.
Exactly.
So how much did you and your company have to think about what type of experience do we create for the Bond fan?
You know, I think when we started it, we didn't even really plan it so much. It just sort of all came naturally, and the more and more people sort of related to the Bond franchise, the more they said, okay, well, can you have a Bond-specific tour? Some of the top hotels here, you know, they have, Bond's a big franchise. People come in their Aston Martins and they sort of live and breathe the lifestyle. And that's something that we've developed with them as much as with our customers. And I hope you've enjoyed today experiencing a little bit.
Oh, it's been amazing. And to your point, I think there's such a want and a need for this type of experience, especially here in the Côte d'Azur, the south of France, you know, the joie de vivre of it all, that a hotel has connected with you to actually build an experience.
Yeah, it was something that was highly in demand. And as you see actually right now, you've got a Sunseeker Superhawk, which has appeared in, not this actual boat, but this is the same model, I believe, that appeared into the 2006 Casino Royale.
Casino Royale, that's the one, right?
Oh, actually, no, it's not. It's the next one, Quantum of Solace.
Oh, it's a Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace.
Oh, where the bad guy is.
Yeah, when they come into in the South
General
America.
Medrano.
General Medrano,
This
exactly.
land is worthless. By the way, wearing Quantum of Solace watch. Oh, I'm sorry. Lest you not think he's a Bond fan. Look at that watch. Which watch is that?
That is an Omega Seamaster Diver 300. Sort of full black with grey on it. A ceramic casing.
And our captain Felix is also wearing an Omega as well, or Omega, depending on which side of the pond you're on. Break this down for me though, because I think your history is fascinating. I always like to explore the journey of the individuals that create this Bond lifestyle for all of us fans. So you came here pretty auspiciously and you said, look, I've got a certain amount of money, I've got about 6 weeks of revenue to support me, and you didn't know where it was going to go. What really motivated you to be a part of the boating world?
Yeah, as you said, I mean, I grew up in the north of Scotland, not too far from where Skyfall was shot, probably about an hour's drive.
You would never know it from your accent, by the way. We've already covered that.
It's all secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came down here on a year abroad and sort of fell in love with the place. I mean, it's hard not to. Had a couple thousand British pounds that I'd saved from selling whiskey.
Right.
A lot of Macallan, and just came down here to see what I could do. So I'd bought a suit, wandered around Monaco with a bunch of CVs and thought...
One suit, by the way.
Yeah.
One suit.
One suit,
yeah.
Double-breasted navy blazer.
As you should,
As you
in
should.
Monaco. And yeah.
I got a chance to work in a big yacht brokerage house for Sunseeker actually, and then I sort of wormed my way into boating after that, I suppose.
Well, okay, so you're not giving yourself enough credit. You worm your way. You wound up exceeding expectations, and they wound up giving you an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I managed to sell a boat as a sales assistant, which is not really heard of, I suppose.
Right.
And they said to me, look, you've got another year. If you can sell another boat, you can stay. It takes about 18 months to
sell
close,
one boat.
To sell one
and
boat
you
as a broker.
sold 10
I sold about 10 in my first
in
year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I found interesting, and I know my audience is going to, really get into the psyche of Bond. Bond himself, his main weapon is not a Walther PPK, it's not a bazooka, it's not even a DB5. It's the fact that he uses interpersonal skills to build relationships. And I asked you, what was the number one reason why you were able to connect with these boat aficionados or wannabes? And you said relationships.
Yeah, it's all about that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's how we started this business. It's just by talking to our customers, the people
Right.
that own yachts and the people that are here in the south of France. And we said, look, what do you guys want? What do you need? And just from developing these relationships, you spend time and you realize, okay, people want a service like this on the Spectre. And here we have Coastal Classics.
And here we are amongst literally Martijn Mulder's vision on the tracks of 007 and creating a South of France moment to celebrate James Bond, several movies, both GoldenEye, but really You Never Say Never Again here. When you first heard of this and
Yeah.
engaged with me, what went through your mind as far as creating an experience for James Bond fans?
Well, as I said, Felix and I were just sat together one night watching the live stream, and I'd seen that
dear.
picture that you put up of Villefranche, and I thought,
Yeah.
okay, they're coming here. Watched it and figured out what you guys were up to, and thought, well, I mean, we're both Bond fans. We have a boat called Spectre. What could possibly go wrong?
Right, everything, because we love mayhem.
Yeah.
But it went right.
It went right. So
Yeah.
far, it's gone okay.
So far it went right. And by the way, we'll show excerpts of this, but at some point, and probably in a couple days, you will be ferrying, and that doesn't give this boat justice, but you will be transferring Bond fans from all around the world to the very first European gather-all.
Exactly, yeah. So we've set up a service for you guys, which we're actually very excited about doing. So we're taking everyone from the beautiful port of Villefranche, where there are scenes from Never Say Never Again,
That's right.
and taking them all the way around to a sort of secluded bay called Mala, where we just checked out the location.
Oh,
What do you think?
just super Bond. I mean, first of all, the fact that it's called Eden, it is this garden paradise
Yeah.
that's nestled into this cove, very private, next to nothing that could be even competitive, because you see, like, that was a nice little dig, because it really does transcends the whole idea of Bond lifestyle, which is this living this incredible, I will call it a surreal, almost fantasy-like Bond lifestyle that Sophie, the owner, is creating for us.
Yeah, and it's very kind of her to put this experience together for us. It's sort of bespoke to us.
That's right. But if you were to arrive, and this is not to take out of anything, but if you were to arrive in an Uber or a cab or anything, it would be fine. But the fact that you're arriving in a boat called Spectre, Bond music blasting, the captain named Felix, not drowning in this particular version, that to me, again, elevates the whole experience. That's what the Bond experience is all about.
Exactly, yeah. And we want everyone that's coming to sort of enjoy that and to, I suppose, live like Bond for at very least that evening
That's
whilst
right.
they're here. Yeah,
Living like Bond, one moment at a time.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
you collect those moments like a collector, and that's what the life is all about.
Yeah, the essence of, right?
It is the essence. And you come away with this, gosh, I was going to call it a stink, but essence is better.
Essence, I prefer essence.
You think I would edit that out, and I will never edit that out. It's too much work for me. Cameron, speaking of work, thank you. I know this takes moments to put this together, but this has been a wonderful experience today.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
And getting to know you, my friend. All right, we're going to head back to it. We're going to head back to Villefranche. In the meantime, boating like James Bond. It's all about mindset and the experience. And you could do worse in the south of France. So this has been my friend Cameron, Felix, Martijn, and Danielle. And of course me, David Zaritsky, for the Bond Experience. We'll see you all real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.